does it take to make a championship season? For Jeff Rosen and his Maccabi Haifa basketball team, that was the question they were determined to answer in the 2012-2013 season. It would take talent, teamwork, and dedication, but also a near miracle for the Greens to beat their longtime tormentors, Maccabi Tel Aviv. In the final moments of the Israeli Super League championship game, would the Greens finally prove they have what it takes? Time to find out.
Inside Israeli basketball is brought to you by Israel. Seeing is believing.
We start things off with a look back. A tremendous season for Haifa after 2 down years. In September, an entirely new roster faced the challenge of coming together quickly.
Haifa. This historic and alluring city had long had much to brag about. Rolling hills, beautiful beaches, a quiet, seductive nightlife. But a championship pro basketball team? Not so much. Tel Aviv has long held the bragging rights there, with their Maccabi team that has won 50 titles since the Super League opened in 1954. But after the Maccabi Haifa Greens labored 2 years in the basement, Florida businessman Jeff Rosen decided to change the story with hopes of winning a basketball championship in Israel.
I think this year we probably have a little extra pressure, but I think we'll fulfill my own goals of getting behind what I hope is going to be an excellent team and one that the community will get behind and support.
Rosen proved he meant business by hiring former NBA coach Brad Greenberg, who first drafted Allen Iverson into the NBA.
He's been giving me space to build the team and train the team.
A lot of criticism. Brad Greenberg took a lot of heat. He has his philosophy and his ways. Maybe some of his ways didn't always fit with the Israeli system, but he stuck with his way. Players kept their fiery edge, and we knew what we had inside of the team. We just needed to put it all together.
Together they signed new players, guys Greenberg knew had the makings of a champion.
I've always considered myself a winner, and we got a lot of winners. So the main goal, I think, for all of us, we all just want to come in and say, look, like, we're here, we're not, this isn't Maccabi Haifa the old, like, we're coming in here to win.
Along with the new and improved roster, the Haifa Greens also had themselves a newly renovated home. Romema Arena, now the second largest in Israel, brought a modern feel to an historic arena.
You really did a really good job about building this new Romema. It's a beautiful arena. It's very unique in the Israeli environment of basketball.
I mean, look at the arena. It's by far one of the best in Israel.
And in their home opener, the Greens brought game, crushing Galil Gilboa to kick off a season brimming with fresh hopes and championship dreams. After its first 6 games, the Greens needed something more and found it when they signed point guard Gal Meckel, the 2011 league MVP. The move created the best backcourt in Israel. With Meckel in command of the floor and Paul Stahl leading the league in three-pointers, Haifa had the makings of a top team.
We built chemistry, we built focus, we built a goal, and as a result of that, the team took off.
Haifa dominated the league in several statistical categories. Next to Maccabi Tel Aviv, Hapoel Eilat had been Haifa's toughest opponent throughout the season. Tel Aviv held a tight grasp of first place all year, which put Haifa and Eilat in a close race for second, thus setting the stage for the final game of the regular season. A do-or-die battle for second place and home court advantage. Eilat took a 10-point lead into the second half, but Haifa fought back to tie the score in the third quarter, only to fall back in the fourth as Eilat built a 7-point lead with only 2 minutes to go. Remarkably, the Greens went on a sudden run. 6 unanswered made it tight, but still trailed by 2 with less than 12 seconds to go as Gal Meckel drove the lane for the tying layup.
Don't got the ball. Stop! And it's inside!
I saw him. I saw the guy. There was one guy close to him, and I just started yelling, "Dante, Dante!" He knows like if I'm yelling, like I'm open. So he kind of caught it. He turned around. He looked and just kind of threw it to me, and I saw Holman, the big guy. He was running at me, and I'm like, okay, he's big. I got to get him in the air, so I pump faked, and he flew right by me, stepped to the side, and shot it, you know, so it was great.
Final score, Haifa 77, Eilat 75. A comeback to remember to secure the #2 playoff spot, home court advantage, and a shot at that elusive Super League championship. The thrilling comeback victory put the Greens in their best playoff position in years. In the quarterfinals, they met up with Galil Gilboa, with whom they'd split 2 regular season games. But the long season had toughened the Greens. They swept Gilboa 3 games to none. And the defending champs? Well, #1 seed Maccabi Tel Aviv had no problem, first sweeping crosstown Team Hapoel Tel Aviv 3 games to zip. Then in the semifinals, they followed up with another 3-game sweep against rival Jerusalem. So now it was on to the other semifinal, Maccabi Haifa against Hapoel Eilat. The Greens came out strong off the block, winning the first 2 games and needing only 1 more to face Tel Aviv in the final. But Eilat stiffened and won the next 2 games to bring it down again to 1 do-or-die game.
We just kind of got, almost felt like a punch in the stomach. We thought it was going to be done. We thought it was going to be over from there, and then we're going to go play Tel Aviv, but we knew what we had to do. We knew we were a better team, and that's what we had to do.
In Game 5 at home, the Greens took command early, but not surprisingly, Eilat fought back in the second half to make it close. But in the final seconds, not quite close enough. The Greens held on and prevailed 71-68, led by Dante Smith and Pat Kalathis.
I think our team is better when our backs are against the wall. So when we feel the pressure, we got guys that don't want to lose and just are really winners.
Finally, the big stage was set for the Greens at home in Haifa's proud new arena against the basketball dynasty whose record not even the Boston Celtics or the UCLA Bruins could match. A team that had beaten Haifa 32 times in 35 games, Maccabi Tel Aviv versus Maccabi Haifa. 1 single game for the Israeli Super League Championship, David against Goliath. When we return, the season's grand finale. Maccabi Haifa has the chance to make Super League history.
It's my first time and I've been really amazed about the location. It's a really beautiful city. I'm here now driving the Ferrari F430 Challenge car. I'm happy and excited to be here in this marvelous event in Jerusalem.
It started in October with fresh dreams and hopes, and now it came down to June 13th. The first ever Super League Championship in Romema Arena. One more chance for the Haifa Greens to try to shake the monkey off their back against Tel Aviv, a team they have yet to prove they can beat in a big game. Haifa's all-time record against Tel Aviv is a mere 3-32.
Well, played them 5 times, probably 3.5, 4 times we should have won.
Most of our games with Maccabi were close and tight games, and then in 2 minutes of brain lock or stuff like this, they took the game.
We were either up or it was a tie game, or we were down 2 with 4 minutes left, and the exact same thing happened every single time.
These guys hurt us a lot during the season when we played.
In the first quarter, both teams come out firing, trading the lead several times. Leading the Greens, Kalathis with 10 points. He ended the game with a double-double, 22 points and 10 rebounds.
Patrick is a silent assassin.
Pat Kalathis and Guy Panini, one-on-one. And Pat Kalathis is hot tonight.
He made us better tonight. He gave us some points that we were stuck, and he took the game on himself, especially in the beginning.
At the end of the quarter, Edo drives for the lead but does not get the call. Tel Aviv up by 1, 25-24. The Greens started strong with tough defense and stepped up their attack in the second quarter for a 32-25 lead. But suddenly they lose focus. Stahl and Thomas get into foul trouble. Then Ricky Hickman and Lior Eliyahu lead Tel Aviv with a 9-0 run that puts them up by 2.
Just didn't want it to get, where they broke the game open. It was like 3, 4, 5 points. And Dante got his third foul also. So we were just kind of over there like, all right, man, we got to keep this close. And, second half, we got to do it. Like, we got to come right out, jump on him, and, tie the game back up.
At the end of the half, the Yellows looked like they normally do, in command with a 42-37 lead. In order for Haifa to fight back, they were going to need tougher defense and more ball control, meaning time for Gal Meckel to show why they brought him here earlier in the year.
And that's a hell of a defensive play by Gal Meckel.
I know it's going to be our game, and I'm happy that we execute great in the second half.
Tel Aviv carried the momentum into the start of the third quarter, but Haifa cut the lead with a flurry of threes by Stahl and Kalathis.
And Pat Kalathis is on fire.
Guys like, okay, this is the finals, let's get it going. They step or two off of me, I'm open. I'm going to shoot that every time.
Meckel started to get hot after a bad first half. He hit a 3 to regain the lead by 2. Suddenly he was hitting his shots and hitting the open man.
We have a lot of weapons offensively, and we wanted to run. Even against Maccabi, we wanted to run. It's about heart and soul.
On the other end of the floor, James Thomas did a great job defensively against Tel Aviv, slowing them down.
And again, very good defensive effort by Paul Stahl and James Thomas on the transition defense.
It was back and forth to start the fourth. After Tel Aviv took a 2-point lead, Meckel answered with a great drive. A couple of possessions later, a great pass inside to Thomas to take a 4-point lead.
Dante Smith is like LeBron James in the Israeli league.
We have winners, man, and winners were making plays.
With just under 4 minutes to go, Stahl, the league leader in threes, hit a big one from the corner to go up by 6. With Meckel directing the show, the Greens took full command of the fourth quarter. It had been a long time getting to the big dance, and in the end, the Greens, led by game MVP Meckel, took the lead and held it without missing a step.
5 of us said, this is our game.
We started feeling it, you could tell.
Be strong with every single possession. Don't get too crazy. Let's just play our game, and they're not going to be able to hang with us, and that's what happened.
2-1-0. Championship, congratulations, Jeffrey Rosen.
Incredibly, the curse was over. No doubt about it, Haifa overcomes the long-standing Tel Aviv curse with a decisive 86-79 victory. The Greens are the 2012-2013 Super League champions.
It's unbelievable. I still don't understand what we did.
See so many people say they've waited 50 years for Maccabi Haifa to take a title. See the tears in certain people's eyes. That's what it's all about for me.
After losing all 4 games to Tel Aviv, what could be sweeter than to win the one that counted the most? Not only for the Greens and fans of Haifa, but also for their owner Jeff Rosen, determined to turn a last-place team into a champion.
Jeff Rosen the entire season, has been telling us, that we have the talent, we have the opportunity to really do something special this year. And it really feels great.
Mission accomplished. All that remained was the celebration.
We're one of the most scrutinized teams because we're one of the biggest teams in the country. And this year we were able to prove the critics wrong, and we were able to do it for the fans who've been there for us since day one.
After so many years of getting beat by Maccabi, finally see them leaving the gym sad, and we are so happy. For Maccabi to take a championship, it's something that they have to do. For us, it's the biggest celebration, Independence Day. That's the difference.
Team captain Ido Kojikaro has been a model leader not only for Maccabi Haifa, but also for the league. When we return, the Israeli center shares his thoughts on his career and first championship.
love Jerusalem. I love this country. The people are wonderful. We have great experiences here.
It's more than what I expected to be, and I love here in Jerusalem.
We love Jerusalem!
Inside Israeli Basketball is brought to you by Israel. Seeing is believing.
It has been a long basketball career for Ido Kojikaro. The team captain of Maccabi Haifa has played for many teams in Israel, but has never won a championship. Until now. This historic season began as a rebuilding year for Haifa. They needed leadership, so they signed Ido, who returned to Greens this season after a 2-year absence.
A few things that made me come back. First of all, I had a great time my last 2 seasons over here, and I was in touch with the people from the organization the whole time, and I knew that they appreciate me and I appreciate them, and when it was a chance for me to come back here, so I didn't think twice.
The 15-year veteran center of the Super League has played in over 300 games and scored over 3,000 points. But numbers aren't the only reason the Greens wanted him back.
I can tell you that when I was a little bit younger, you know, the stats was a very important issue, although I never put it in front of the team. Never ever. You're not going to see me making like crazy mistakes on the court. I just try to do what I know, which is, you know, play hard, screen for the shooters, take the rebound, play good defense. This is my role. This is why I became, I think, a successful player in Israel for many years. And this is what I do.
As a player, Ido brought a successful career as a center to Haifa and has continued to bring the Greens physical and mental toughness, as well as other intangible leadership skills.
You want him in your side in every war, and you will fight. You will leave everything on the court, and you know, to fight with him together, it's joy.
The Haifa Greens certainly feel better protected by a captain who has proven he can lead a championship team, the ultimate accomplishment of his great career.
My championship ring in Israel, we got it right after the game, and I'm so happy to get this ring because, you know, it's like, it's a dream come true. What can I say? It's a dream come true. It's the biggest dream.
Jeffrey Rosen had high hopes for the season, and it's been filled with individual moments of pressure, tension, and exhilaration, a full spectrum of emotions. The proud owner looks back on the exciting journey.
6 years ago, American businessman Jeffrey Rosen acquired Maccabi Haifa with hopes of winning a basketball championship in Israel. It has been a long journey, but the wait is finally over.
When it's your team, and you journey through a rough patch, you know, a rough pre-season before, and you get to this season and you find yourself in a championship game and then you achieve the ultimate goal of winning, it's an extraordinary feeling.
Now that his mission is accomplished, it is time to move forward, and Rosen will build off this year's success this off-season.
As champions, we have greater responsibilities. We'll be playing in Europe. We have 3 NBA games scheduled, and of course we have to defend our title. So we'll do a complete review of this team, of our budget and our players. We'll keep the nucleus. We do have top players coming back and signed. We've got to review our players who are not signed and see if we can keep them. We also want to attract new talent, as any team would do. We have challenges ahead of us. We'll look to see how we can solve those problems going forward.
After several successful exhibition games against NBA teams, Maccabi Haifa is looking forward to continuing the tradition in the fall with 3 games in the United States against the Detroit Pistons, Phoenix Suns, and Memphis Grizzlies.
That's the kind of competition we need. We need to go up against the best so we can be the best. Last year we had amazing results, so we have a big challenge ahead of us for the new season. It's an exhilarating experience, and it's one that carries great responsibilities and burden. Remember, I'm an American owner. It's enormous challenges and responsibilities, and I'm honored and privileged to be able to carry the torch forward.
Inside Israeli Basketball is brought to you by Israel. Seeing is believing.
Precious memories for the players are formed from shared experiences. Haifa's foreign players have embraced the exploration of a new country and culture.
Yeah, this is the old city. This is where Jesus carried the cross. This is the marketplace.
It's a bazaar.
Yeah, right. Hook 'em horns, baby. Hook 'em horns. Texas all day.
Hey, there you go. Gators. Right there.
Oh, Florida down.
It's like a mini Jerusalem, huh?
Yeah, it's very similar. If you like history, like this place almost didn't change in maybe 1,000 years. 1,000 years ago, you come here, you see the market. You see people selling,
it's incredible,
things.
When I think about Tel Aviv, I think about my family, my friends. I feel really fortunate to grow up here in this city. You have restaurants, really good ones actually. You have a lot of shops. A lot of families coming here, especially on the weekend. Besides that, you can see the view. It's amazing.
Everybody was very emotional. I mean, it was touching. I know for me, when I first walked in there, I felt lifted.
This is the only wall, that's left over from the temple 2,000 years ago. I mean, it's just an unbelievable thing.
My whole life, my family, everybody. We talk about Jesus and the Bible, and this is something I put in my pocket forever. Never forget it.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask y'all, what am I doing out here? I came out here to Israel to mess with animals. Here now. Hey, Jack, stop playing with that chicken, man. Here now. Get on. What is that? Here, boy. Here. Hey, man, stop playing. Scared to death. He a chicken, man. Life. Couldn't ask for much more than this, right?
I really got a great opportunity. God really blessed me, put me in this position. I had a great year. It's just a bunch of good guys, and everybody deserves, what we got this year.
Great group of guys. I would say I have a special relationship with everybody in their own way. For this year, it's unbelievable. It's a special feeling, and it's something I'll never forget the rest of my life.
I know a lot of people just say this, but these guys, like my brothers, these guys are guys I'm going to keep, friendships with and relationships with, for the rest of my life.
That's it for this season of Inside Israeli Basketball. We've had a great time sharing the team's exciting journey with you all year long. Thanks for being with us. Bye.